Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. There has been, well, a lot of stuff happening recently in the Call of Duty universe. Of course, we saw Season 2 for Modern Warfare go live a few weeks back, then more recently we saw Warzone release, and now in addition to all of that, we have some brand new leaked information on the next Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 2020 from Treyarch, and we also got even more information on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Honestly, it was just a crazy week for Call of Duty all around, so today we're breaking down everything that surfaced, and then some. So if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it, and of course, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on, that way you can stay on top of the latest Call of Duty news, intel, and other information. Now, as I mentioned, Modern Warfare is kind of booming right now, with multiplayer and obviously Warzone and all that jazz, and of course we still have a few more weeks left before Season 3 kicks off too. However, there is also a lot going on outside of that as well, especially when it comes to Call of Duty 2020. So getting right into COD 2020, the situation here is already very weird, very confusing, and really something that we've never seen before. So briefly, to catch everyone up to speed in case you don't know what's going on, back in early 2019, we got word that the creation of COD 2020 was just not going to plan. Obviously, we saw World War II in 2017, then Black Ops 4 in 2018, and of course Modern Warfare in 2019. So just going off of that cycle, we were all expecting to see a brand new game from Sledgehammer in the fall of 2020. But early last year, like I said, things were just not working out. So Activision then stepped in and basically said, yeah, Sledgehammer, you're out, Treyarch, you're in. And Treyarch was then pushed to the lead role for creating COD 2020, and Sledgehammer would then be moved to the support role moving forward. So this basically took everyone by surprise, right? And it also meant everyone was on crunch time from that point on, as Treyarch's time to make their next game was just cut down drastically, basically by a whole entire year. Now, at that time, it was also rumored that Sledgehammer was working on a gritty Vietnam War themed story. That campaign was to be kept, and Treyarch would just then carry that theme into multiplayer and also whatever other modes they wanted to implement. So that was that, and we all kind of just moved on from the subject since it pertained to stuff happening in the pretty distant future. But more recently, we did get some brand new COD 2020 information from various leakers, primarily the Gaming Revolution, who for the most part has a very solid track record. Now, these leaks are saying that COD 2020 is actually going to be a Black Ops reboot. So very similar to how this year we saw a Modern Warfare reboot, what would be Black Ops 5 could possibly just be named simply Black Ops once again and be a brand new beginning in an alternative universe of the world that we know within the original Black Ops series. Essentially, I think the easiest way to break down what this could be, keep in mind these are just leaks, so nothing is official until it comes from Activision or apparently Treyarch now, but this could basically be the same deal that we saw this year, a reboot of the series with all the same characters, just within a completely different storyline. I mean, hey, Modern Warfare was one of the most successful Call of Duty games that we've seen in recent years, so at least from a business standpoint, I guess it would kind of make sense to just do the same thing, except with the Black Ops franchise or series instead. So that is kind of the main leak that encompasses everything else, and from here on out, all of the following leaks are, I guess, under the Black Ops Reboot umbrella, you could say. Now, apparently we'll see the return of the larger ground war modes, like 32v32 in multiplayer, and that I am fully on board with. I honestly love ground war this year, and I would be very happy if that does indeed return with COD 2020. We are also apparently going to see more classic 3-lane maps like what we're used to seeing in the older Call of Duty games. The manual healing that we saw in Black Ops 4 might be coming back as well. I honestly would really like that. I don't know if this is the popular opinion or not, but I actually really enjoyed the manual healing aspect. I felt like it really sped up the pace of play, so once again, if that does return, that would be a big W for me. These leaks also say that Specialist will not be returning, and instead we'll just have operators like we do this year. Zombies is also rumored to be included, although it will be a lot different than what we've seen before, as the Ether storyline could be getting a reboot as well, with potentially an entirely different story. Now, as far as DLC goes, it is rumored that regular DLC like multiplayer maps and weapons will be free just like what we have this year, but if zombies is in fact included in the game, then DLC zombies maps might not be free. Then as far as the microtransactions go, those will be similar to Modern Warfare's 2 with no supply drops. So if these leaks do actually pan out, just based off of that information alone, I would say it seems like we could be in for a decent year as far as content goes. However, I will say my one major concern here is going to be the time frame that Treyarch actually has. You know, obviously they sort of had to step up to the plate last minute to get the ball rolling, and that time crunch could lead to an unfinished, unpolished product. And we'll touch more on this a bit later on into the video. Anyways, like I said, the craziness does not stop with COD 2020, as earlier yesterday, MW2 Remastered had yet another leak surface. Now, if you've been paying attention to the COD community at all over the past few years, you probably know MW2 Remastered has been an on-again, off-again type of thing for some time now. We've seen rumors saying it's coming in the next month, we've seen rumors saying it's coming in the future, but it's going to be campaign only. We've seen a ton of different things regarding MW2R up until this point, and this leak that we got yesterday really just muddies the water even more. So, on the South Korea rating board, yesterday a game titled Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered was posted, which presumably means that it would be releasing soon. You know, games that get published on these rating boards don't typically sit there for days and weeks ahead of time. Usually they are upcoming releases. However, this is not the first time that we've seen MW2 Remastered appear on a ratings board, because, as you may recall, back in February of 2019, the same exact thing happened on the PEGI rating board, as MW2 Campaign Remastered also surfaced there. And obviously that was quite some time ago, and I don't see any MW2 Remastered in any stores. So there's kind of two oddities here. One, the entirety of these listings in general, and two, the fact that they list the game as campaign only. Because, hey, don't get me wrong, the MW2 campaign was fantastic. It was honestly my favorite of the three, but the main draw of MW2 was its iconic multiplayer. To this day, MW2 multiplayer is my favorite Call of Duty experience of all time because it was just flat out fun. You know, everything was broken, everything was powerful, and you could just screw around and do whatever you wanted to and have a good time while doing so. So to see this remaster listed as a campaign-only type of deal is just really weird, but it does also line up with another rumor that we got before, claiming that MW2R is actually being developed by Raven and it will not include any multiplayer, it'll just be campaign. So the entire situation is just so odd to me. I don't really know what to think about it, and because that's basically all the information we have on the game at the moment, there's not really much else to say. Now, this is just a theory of mine, it is simply speculation, but what if MW2 Remastered is coming soon, either as a campaign-only version or with all the features of the original game, as a sort of filler release? To me, it just wouldn't make sense to release MW2 Remastered during a year where the main game was not an Infinity Ward title. So theoretically, it would have to be sometime this year, presumably, and with all that's going on in the world right now, and with Treyarch's time already being cut short to create COD 2020 as is, I honestly, realistically, would not be surprised if the title was delayed until later on in the year, or even delayed until early 2021. So maybe, if that is the case, MW2 Remastered could launch sometime in the fall, and sort of fill the gap while we wait for the Black Ops Reboot. Like I said, it is just a theory, but you never know. All I gotta say is, once again, these leaks are just flat out weird. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively everything we just learned about COD 2020 and also MW2 Remastered, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it, and of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news and intel, updates and leaks, and everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found down below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.